A person in a white long-sleeved shirt and beaded vest stands on a tan floor inside a large tent structure, facing a child in a blue shirt. Several other people stand nearby, and a decorated table with pink fringe is visible to the left. A group of people stand in a circle on a dirt floor. A person in the center wears a beaded vest and feathered headdress. Several children and adults in colorful clothing surround them, watching.
Now when you're young, usually you start out with boots or hot feathers. Like Mark's, this is Mark Jr. His muscles made out of boots. And as you grow up into a young adult, you get to one of the rights to wear eagle feathers. But in order to wear eagle feathers, one must have the right to wear them. Rights are passed down from older relatives, and you should have median. The eagle feathers are passed on from relatives or obtained through the Eagle Permit Program.
A person wearing a beaded vest with blue, red, and gold patterns stands on a stage. Behind them is a dark backdrop with beige text listing various U.S. government agencies and programs.
And waiting for the husbands, sons, fathers, or other relatives to return safely from a hunt or party. They stated, "These are the sons up at the end of the song." The dancers wear buckskin or cloth. They have matching leggings, moccasins, a leather belt, and a purse. And they also wear leather or reindeer attire. They can also wear a feather or a plume in their hair and a trumpet. They carry music bag. Some dancers raise their hand during the honor beats of the song.
A person in a bright yellow-green vest with colorful geometric patterns stands at a podium. Two other people stand nearby, one wearing a black jacket with purple and white striped sleeves, the other in a maroon hoodie. Text on the right lists federal departments and agencies. A person in a green shirt stands to the right watching another person on an elevated platform wearing a feathered headdress and patterned clothing. An audience of children and adults sits around them in an indoor space lit by overhead lights. A person wearing a cream-colored fringed garment stands elevated while a group of seated people watches. A person in a bright yellow-green shirt is visible in the foreground on the right. The setting appears to be an indoor gathering space. person in a cream-colored shirt and beaded vest stands speaking to a gathered group indoors. Several people wearing colorful clothing listen attentively, including someone in a bright green shirt on the right side. A person wearing a feathered headdress and fringed clothing performs with arms outstretched on an indoor stage. Seated audience members watch from chairs arranged in a semicircle around the performer. A person wearing a cream-colored garment with dark patterns and a feathered headpiece performs a dance or movement in the center of an indoor space. An audience sits watching from the left side, while others stand nearby on the right. A person wearing a beaded vest with green and red patterns stands on a plain floor, holding what appears to be a decorated object. Spectators stand around them in an indoor setting.
When the man awoke, he shared his dreams with his wife. They made 4 dresses for their daughter. They taught them how to dance in style. At the next celebration, the girls shared a dance with the people. Afterwards, the sick daughter became well again. Therefore, this dance is called the healing dance and the healing dress. The dance almost disappeared again. It reappeared in the mid-1930s.
A person stands on a stage wearing a cream-colored garment with red and green fringe panels arranged in horizontal stripes. Several children and adults sit watching from the left side. Mountains and a lake are visible in the background.
It's a very popular dance. The dancers wear a dress with hundreds of cones on it. This dress has its own unique sound to it. The cones are made from snuff candles or tin. The dancers wear hoops with feathers in their hair, chokers, matching leggings, and moccasins and a belt. Some carry people dance. It is a faster style of dance than traditional dance.
A person wearing a cream-colored shirt with red and white striped leggings and a pointed hat dances while a small child in similar regalia watches. Several seated observers look on in an indoor venue with wooden beams and a large horizontal log visible overhead. A person in a purple shirt and patterned skirt stands at a microphone on a stage, speaking to an audience seated on the ground. Two other people stand nearby as children watch. A person wearing a red feathered garment performs a dynamic movement on a tan floor, surrounded by standing spectators. The motion blur suggests active dance or physical demonstration during an indoor presentation. A person in a red dress with a blue and turquoise shawl stands on a stage facing an audience seated on the left. Behind them, two people stand near a wooden structure with text on it. Mountains are visible in the background.
When they start dancing, this is a fast dance style. The dancers must be light on their feet. The dancers also wear a ribbon cloth dress with shirt, matching leggings, and moccasins. They wear a feather or plume to their hair ties, and they wear a shawl with long strings over their back.
A person stands on an outdoor stage holding a large pink and white fabric with geometric patterns. Children and adults sit watching from the ground level as the fabric billows in the wind. Two people perform on a stage inside a large tent. One person wears a turquoise shirt and holds red and white fabric, while another in a magenta outfit dances. Several children sit watching from the left side.
songs that in this church. They're gonna dance, a song dance, followed by a snake dance. We need some people on the party.
A group of people gather indoors near a yellow safety line. Several wear beaded vests and headpieces. A person in a maroon shirt stands among others, some wearing hats. The setting appears to be an indoor venue with industrial ceiling elements visible. A group of people stand gathered indoors in dim lighting, many wearing colorful clothing in pink, purple, and turquoise. Several younger people are visible in the center of the group, which appears to be assembled in a circle or informal gathering formation. A group of people stand near an airplane stairs. A person wearing a white headwrap and tan vest stands facing others. A child in a blue shirt stands nearby. Several adults and children gather around in conversation. Several people stand in a circle under a tent, some wearing fringed vests and beaded clothing. Children and adults watch as a person in a dark fringed vest stands in the center on dirt ground. A group of people gather indoors near an airplane stairway. Several wear wide-brimmed hats and beaded vests. Children in colorful clothing stand among adults in the crowd. A large group of people gather indoors beneath a tent structure. Many wear colorful clothing in bright pinks, greens, and reds. Some wear hats. A person in tan-colored clothing stands among the crowd. A group of people stand outdoors on an overcast day. A person in the center wears a white headdress with antlers, a beaded vest, and decorative clothing. They are surrounded by visitors and other people in various traditional regalia. A group of people stand indoors beneath exposed ceiling beams. A person on the right wears a light-colored shirt and cap. Several others in colorful clothing stand nearby, facing toward the speaker.
There's lots of papers and books been written on the military aspects of the expedition, the scientific aspects of it. But what I want to talk about is just the everyday, common, run-the-mill, fix-it stuff that had to be done to keep this thing going. And just the everyday tools, nothing fancy, nothing elaborate, and it's what kept the whole thing going. I'll deal with John.
Tastes just like chicken.
Well, they did eat a lot of turkey, but they also ate the fried squirrels at that time. Because it was available. They basically had to eat whatever was available. So they eventually got down to the Missouri River, and they wintered over in Camp Dubois that winter. And then the next spring they headed up to Missouri. Sometimes they would use those poles in the front, and they would have to push along the bottom, and walk along to pull their way up. And they did something else called corralling, which is attaching ropes to the front of the boat and just pulling it along while they were walking through the water. Very, very hard going. Sometimes they would go only 2 miles a day. They would usually average closer to 10 miles. But when you're considering a journey that was almost 8,000 feet.
My niece. She takes a photo. My niece. She takes a photo. 3595. 3955. Yeah. She goes, I will shoot you. Oh my God.
Buffalo. Anyone say horse? Couple say horse. I'll pass those both around.